So I guess we are live. We shall wait few minutes for the other participants. So yeah, good evening everyone. I welcome you all to the GirlScript West Bengal Regional Summit 2020. My name is Supratim Bhoi and I am the chapter leader of GirlScript Hogli. Currently, I am pursuing my BTech from Academy of Technology. I would like to thank you all for your time and present here. So I'd like to tell you something about this summit. This is the biggest regional summit among the others, and it is under the umbrella of the GirlScript India Summit 2020. And today our event list are getting started with UI UX by Manvi Singhwal and another UI UX hands-on by Shubham Ranjan. So yeah, let me introduce to our speaker, Miss Manvi. Hi Manvi,
Hi Supratim, how are you?
I'm good. So let me introduce her. She is a UI UX designer and she is the regional head of GirlScript Delhi, a front-end developer and a React India scholar too. She impacted around 1,500 students with her knowledge, and she writes amazing blogs on Medium, and she also owns a fabulous Instagram page known as Binary Beauty. So over to you, Manvi.
Thank you, Supratim. So thank you so much for such lovely introduction, and thanks to whole West Bengal team for inviting me here today. I'm just super happy and excited to be here and to share my learnings with you all. So as we know that this is a virtual event, so you guys can see or hear me, but I won't be able to hear or see you. So the only option that we are left with is via YouTube chat. So what I'm doing, I'm just opening my chat here. So I will be contacting you through this chat only. So feel free to, if you have any doubt, feel free to leave your comment here. I will be more than happy to take them on go. So yeah, so can we start, guys? Yeah, so I guess I can start now. Cool. I'm just sharing my screen in a minute. So I hope my screen is visible to you all. Can you please just drop me a comment if it is visible? Awesome. Great. Awesome. So let's start. So today I'll be taking a session on UI and UX design. So because I'm a designer, so it is definitely important for me to talk about that. So as already Supratim introduced me, so but again, a small introduction about myself. I am Manvi. I'm a UI UX designer and a front-end developer. So I love communities, and that is why I'm here today. I just love to share my experience and learnings with everyone. I love to code, design, and definitely empower others. So at the bottom, at the rate Manvi Singhwal, it is my handle on all the social platforms. So just feel free to follow or connect with me. If you have any doubts or questions, I will be more than happy to answer them. So today I'll be talking on UI UX design. So basically here we will take a look at the difference between these two terms, principles of design and how UI affect the UX of a product, and what all are the steps in the design process, and how you can get started with it. So we will take a look on all of these topics today. So let's begin with the question that what is the difference between UI UX design? Because definitely these two domains are often confused. So understanding the proper meaning of these two terms are really important. So we will start with this basic question first. Like if what is the basic difference between UI UX? UI is definitely how things look, and in UI we basically focus on making interfaces in software, and we focus on how it looks or style. If I take an example of an e-commerce website, So how it will look, like if I take an example of Flipkart, so whatever we'll see on the website on our screen, it is what is UI, it is what is user interface. So basically this is what UI means, and and UX is a process, that means how actually things work. If I take an example of a food delivery app, so if I am a user, my end goal is to order food from there. So what user designers do, they make the process easier for the user, how easy it will be for me to order food. So this is what user experience is. That means we create amazing and easy experiences for our user. Now let's understand these two terms a bit deeply. So let's start with user interface design, that means UI. So what UI is? In UI, we focus on what to make, visual elements, how desirable it is, and we focus on tools. What does all these terms means? Let's understand them. So what to make, it means it is quite clear that if we want to make a e-commerce platform, so whatever the ideas we have, what text we want to use, what images we want to use, that is definitely what we want to make. So that is what UI design is. And visual elements are simple icons, all the illustrations that we are going to use, all the elements that we will be able to see, the videos, that is all visual elements. And desirable means image, identity, brand, and other design elements that are being used to evoke emotions and appreciations. So this is what desirable is. And focus on tool, definitely if we are going to design something, so definitely we want some software and some tools. So for that, we have in market, we have a great tools available like Adobe XD, Figma, or Sketch. So you guys can pick anything and you guys can start with it. So this is what focus on tool means. So in other terms, if I say what UI is, so basically it is the graphical layout of an application. So UI consists of the buttons user clicks on, the images, videos, text, and overall interaction and behavior of the application. If I talk about what UI designers do and what are their goals, so the main goal of the UI designer is to create a user interface that is very engaging, very attractive, and definitely beautiful. So if you guys ask me that, how you can get better in it, so my answer would be, it definitely takes a good eye for design and a lot of practice to get better in, definitely, because you have to take a look on various things, typography, color theory, and a lot of things. So the thing that I realized until the time I started in UI design is that design is not at all about, learning to use design software. Trust me, anyone can do that. Anyone can learn in softwares like Figma, Adobe XD. It is not at all that difficult. But the thing that is difficult in design, the thing that you need to understand is you need to learn the process and the strategy of the design. So in UI design, you need to experiment and understand your users and their journey throughout using your product. So that is how you will get better in it. You definitely need to understand your user, and for that, practice is the key. Yes, in every profession, whatever the profession is, be it coding, be it designing, the thing that really matters is practice. So for that, in getting better in UI design, I hope many of you heard about 100 days of code. So you guys can start with 100 days of design. So pick up one problem statement and work on it. Pick up one problem statement and just take one statement per day, and you will get better in it. You can keep it doing for around 15 days, and that is how you will get better in it. So I hope UI design is pretty clear to you. So let's move on and let's now understand what is user experience design. That means UX. So in UX, we focus on what to achieve, experience, how credible it is, and we focus on interaction. What to achieve is pretty clear. Basically, we have to create amazing and hassle-free experiences for our user. So let's take an example of an e-commerce application again and think how easy is the checkout process when shopping online. If I am on Flipkart or maybe Myntra, so what is my end goal? To buy something. So how easy it will be to check out, to buy something when you are shopping online. So this is what to achieve. So that is how you have to take care of the experience of the user. And if I talk about being credible means users must trust and believe what you tell them while using your product. So trust is really important. They should trust. If you're taking them to this space, so that is how you have to build a trust while using your product. So that is what credible is. And we focus on interaction, definitely, how easy it will become. So basically, a UX designer think about how the experience make the user feel and how easy it is for the user to accomplish their desired task. You have to know who your users are and what they want to achieve using your app. And so the overall purpose of UX design is to create easy, relevant, and amazing experience for the user. So this is an amazing quote from Don Norman. So basically, he is the one who gave us this term user experience. So what he said that no product is an island. A product is more than a product. It is a cohesive, integrated set of experiences. Think through all of the stages of the product or service, from initial intentions through final reflection, from first usage to help, service, and maintenance. Make them all work together seamlessly. So this is what basically user experience is. So what does this basically mean? When designing a product, you need to keep your user experience in mind, definitely. If you're creating a product, always think about your users, who they are, what they want to achieve. If they are using this product, what they want from this. Do complete research. And you don't want to create a product that is more complicated than the actual problem the user have. Because humans don't like to be confused. Trust me, if I am a user and if I am on a certain platform, and if I get confused, then I will definitely go back, because these days we have a lot of alternative available. If I talk about any e-commerce platform, let's suppose a Flipkart. So there are many platforms available. Maybe it may be Myntra, it may be Amazon. So why would I stay there if they are not fulfilling my demand? So that is what it is, that humans don't like to be confused. When we are designing, we are trying to make the process clear and less confusing while keeping the design beautiful. If the users are leaving because your product is very difficult to use, so what you will do, what you have to check, so you may want to check the design of your product to see if you can simply uh, some steps or rearrange some functionalities to make it easier to use. So that is how you have to check the whole process. Um, so yes, and also keep this thing in your mind that usability. What is the main thing my user want to achieve with your app? If someone is using your app, always keep usability in your mind. That what your user want to achieve with your app. What a user has an experience. If user has an amazing experience with your product, it means they will choose that product over others. So it is definitely important to understand the complete psychology of the user, and for that, research is the key. And so always remember, while making any product, while designing any product, that make it less difficult to use. So yeah, I hope it is clear till now. So now there's a important question, that is how UI affects the UX of a product. It is really very important question that you should always keep in your mind. That always affect that how UI affects the UX of a product. So let's understand this thing. With all of the discussions that we had above. So I hope that this thing is very clear to you, that a UX designer is someone who conduct user research and help you figure out exactly what features your app should have and how the entire user journey should be mapped out. So basically, your app offers something that your audience need and want. So let's suppose you created some product, and someone downloaded it. They find that text on each screen is barely clear enough to read. Means they are unable to read it. For that, just think about yellow text on a white background. What is more, the buttons are too close together. So let's take these two examples first. The text on the white text on a yellow text on a white background, and the buttons are too close together, so they keep hitting the wrong button by mistake. So this is a classic case of bad UI destroying what would have been good UX. And let's suppose on a flip side, have you ever came across a really beautiful website only to find that beyond the mind-blowing animations and on-point color schemes, it is actually a real pain to use? You have created a good looking website. You have used a great animations, great color schemes, but on the other side, it is really very difficult to use. A user is unable to find certain things. So this is how UI affects the UX of a product. So good UI can never make up for a bad UX. It is like picking up a beautiful decorated cake that actually tastes awful when you bite into it. So that is the example of how UI affects the UX of a product. So why I'm explaining this? Because it is really very important to understand that UX and UI do go hand in hand. They both are really important. You can't have UX without UI, and you can't have UI without UX. So you have to understand both of these terms really deeply. Um, so yes, so that is why I've explained the previous slide how UI affects the UX. Okay. So yeah, so you can't have one without the another. Though you don't need to possess UI design skills to be a UX designer. Yes, you don't need to understand what UX designer do for UI, so for being a UI designer, and vice versa. But it is really good if you know these two skills thoroughly. Matlab, you can just go through. You can have a bit learning, a bit known to the fact that how a UX designer work and how a UI designer work. So yes, I hope it is clear till here. So moving on, so now we will take a look at principles of design. So there are a lot of principles for designs, but I will be taking up a few which is really very important. So let's start with typography. So what basically typography is? So there is a very well saying about typography, that is typography can make or break a product. So one of the most important skills you can learn as a designer is how to choose type. Because the communication plays a vital role. If I am communicating through, if I can able to understand what I'm saying, so this is really important. I can keep on saying, but if you are not able to understand it, there's a problem. So that is how communication plays a vital role in the design. When we talk about communication, we usually mean text, because on web 90% of the information is in the form of written language. There's a lot of text on a website, so that is why they say that typography can make or break a product. So yes, so it is really very important to understand how typography works. So basically, we have two type of font family available, that is serif fonts and sans serif font. So first, we will understand what is serif fonts. So in serif fonts, we have a little decorative stroke in the end of the letter. And what serif fonts convey, they say they are very established and very trustworthy. So basically, the firms, the companies who want to appear more reputable and established and serious, they use these kind of font family. So let's take an example of who all companies are using serif fonts. So basically, Coca-Cola, Instagram, as you can see, Pinterest, fonts. So if you can see, it has some decorative stroke in all of these font families. So this is a legit example of serif fonts. So these all are the companies that are using serif fonts family. Yes. So and another family is font family is sans serif fonts. So basically, they have very clean and very precise ends. They are very simple, and so basically, what they prefer, what they give us a feeling of being casual, informal, friendly, and very approachable. So the examples, the companies that are using sans serif fonts are LinkedIn, Airbnb, Adidas, Facebook. So as you can see, they are very clean ending. If you can see a LinkedIn logo, so they all companies, they all organizations are using sans serif fonts. So that is how choosing typography is really important. Always think about what you want to convey by using these sort of fonts. If you want to convey that your brand is very informal, very friendly, then always go for sans serif font. And on the other hand, if you want to convey that you are very serious and very trustworthy kind of feelings, always go with serif fonts. So that is how you have to always give a legit amount of time to select typography, because they can make or break a product, definitely. So very important principle of design is typography. So also let me share some of the tips with you all while choosing typography. Number one tip is don't mix too many fonts in one design. Like keep it up to two fonts. Two fonts will be fine. Using more than 3 typefaces simultaneously, what it will do, it will make your site or app look busy and unstructured. So don't go with more than 2 fonts in one design. And always, as I already mentioned, that always think about the mood of the font you are using. This is often a key difference between serif and sans serif fonts. That, as I already mentioned, serif fonts can be very classic, formal, and sometimes you hear them referred to as elegant. And on the other side, sans serif are often described as very modern, very friendly, and also they are very minimal, as you can see. So these are the differences, because they have a stylish simplicity about them. So yeah, so that is how sorry, always think about the mood of your font, that what you are trying to convey. Always think around it. So always give ample amount of time to select typography, and also color theory. We are coming to it. So yes, and another tip is, consider which font suit best. You have to choose between serif or sans serif fonts. So basically, they varies according to number of factors, like including the application you are using them on, or the mood you want to convey, or maybe the project itself, or the content you are delivering. So it also depends on factors like colors and images that you are going to use on your product, on your project, or understanding what makes the letters readable give us a better overall view of what we should look, or when choosing a font for our interface. So always choose a typeface that works well in various sizes, because as a user, if I am a user, I am going to use this website or app on various devices with different screen sizes and resolutions. So it is important to choose a typeface that works well in multiple sizes and fits. So yeah, so what it will do, it will maintain the readability and usability in every size. So these all are the tips that you can follow, that don't mix too many fonts. Always think about the mood of the font that you are choosing. Consider which font suits best. Also choose a typeface that works well in different sizes. So yes, so these all are the tips that you can follow while working with the typography. So I hope typography is pretty clear. So the next principle of design is color theory. So like as a humans, we have a different favorite colors. So my favorite color is black. Maybe yours favorite color is something else. So that is how color matters, because definitely color matters a lot. If I dislike some color, I won't be choosing them definitely. And also color theory is depend on various colors that they are signifying. So yes, so every color evokes different opinions in people. Definitely, that is how colors work. So let's understand how it is. So if you can see, a yellow color defines warmth, creativity, and energy. Red defines passion, aggression, danger, and appetite. So if you can see how we use green and red color, green is means all good, correct. If we talk about yes or no, so green is yes and red is no. So that is how color theory works, right? And blue means peace, serenity, trust, and religion. So that is how all colors define, evokes different opinions in people. So if you have ever noticed, like all the education platforms, they basically use blue color because this defines trust. Like if you check Coursera or so like there are many education platforms, so they use blue color for that. So that is how you have to think, that if you are using this particular color, why you are using this. So that is how it is really very important to check that if you are using this particular color, why you are doing this. If suppose let's take another example. If let's suppose you are building a site for a website for some plants. So what color you will use? You will definitely think about green, because that is how, this is what it represents, that it is fresh, and it is also for nature. The color, the green color depicts nature, so you will definitely go with green. So that is how color theory work. So the color theory and typography, these two principles of design are really very important, and you should always think about them thoroughly. Give these two topics, these two terms, a proper amount of time while working on your design projects. So that is how, because these two, if you are not choosing the right color, the right typography, then there is no point of making your product. So yeah, that is how these two things are really important. So yeah, moving on. Next principle is visual hierarchy. Again, a very important point. So I can remember again a saying by Don Norman, the one who gave us this user experience term. So he said, we must design for the way people behave, not for how we would wish them to behave. Yes. So, we always understand, we should always think about how users should behave, how user think. So that is why visual hierarchy is important term. So what is visual hierarchy? It is the order in which a user process information on a page. Its function in the user interface design is to allow users to understand the information easily. So there are various factors that visual hierarchy possess. That means size, color, spacing. So let's talk about them one by one. So size. So if you can see this image, what you will like like psychologically, what you will read first? Definitely this one. You will read this first, right? Because it is quite big in size. And then you will definitely read this one because again it is a bit um, decrease. There's a decrease in size, and then you will go to this. So that is how size work. This is what visual hierarchy means in terms of size. So people read bigger things first. Definitely, if I am a user, definitely automatically my eyes will go to this text, that you will read this first. So larger elements draw greater attention than smaller elements. So it is the precise reason, if it talk about in some example fonts, that newspaper headlines appear in the larger fonts. So yes, so that is how you should always think about it. Like if you are working on any website, so always the text that you want user to notice first, just keep it in a bigger font. So that is how size matter, and this is how you should always possess while designing any product or any website. Another thing is color. Again, if you are a user, what you will read first? This. It is quite clear. Then this, less, and then least. So what we will think about from this, that bright colors immediately grab user attention. For example, yellow color is highlighted, so it will stand out and grab the user attention. So that is how color is important. That is how visual hierarchy in color is important, and that is how you should proceed further. So yeah, so that is how color affect. So another thing is spacing, typeface, and alignment. So let's talk about spacing. Okay, so spacing means if you are giving a proper and good spacing in your website or in your product, so it will give it a feeling of like, the web page is quite structured, the repetition is good, and it shows that, it shows the harmony in design. So that is why spacing is important. So while creating any website or any products, always give your content ample space to breathe. Let the text breathe, let them breathe, give them ample amount of space, so that you can proceed further. Yes. And also pay extra attention to, like, give proper padding, height and space inside the columns, and tables use proper heights and spacing, and also margins, give proper spacing to margins between the elements. So that is how spacing is also really important, and you should always consider this point as well. And next is typeface. Again, typeface is definitely typography itself. So after size, the typeface is the most used element in terms of like creating a typography hierarchy. So the key is to have a contrast between typefaces. So, this is the only reason why I would also suggest you, and why designers often select one serif and one sans serif typeface. So what you can do is, like for heading, you can use serif font maybe, and for the secondary text, you can go with the sans serif font. So that is how usually our designers proceed. That for alignment, for typography hierarchy, the designers often select one serif and one sans serif typeface for a project. So that is how visual hierarchy impacts. That is how you should always think about size, colors, and spacing, typeface, and alignment. So alignment, alignment is left. So what basically alignment is? Let's take example of a nav bar. Nav bar. So what basically nav bar includes? It includes logo and all the page links, right? That are aligned horizontally. So you immediately associate this as a navbar. Great. If you see in navbar, we have logo and we have all the page links. So your mind directly recall that, that it is a navbar. So that is how alignment is important. Always think about it like that. Always use proper alignment. And so yeah, this is how spacing, typeface, and alignment work. I hope it is clear till here, everyone. Awesome. I hope it is clear. Can you all please type in the chat section so that I could know? If you have any doubt, do let me know, guys. Awesome. I hope it is clear till here. So move on. So next important thing is steps in the design process. So this is again an important thing, that how you should move forward while designing, what all process you should check on, and how you should proceed. So I will share my experience, how I work on my design projects. So yeah, so this is my process, that how I move forward while working on any design project. So first I'll do research. Yes, research. So research is basically understanding your user. If you should always think, like, if you are creating this project, think what your user want, who all are your user, what they want to achieve by using your app, and what all are the problem that they're facing, and how you can resolve them. So if suppose, let's take an example of again sorry, of any e-commerce platform. So let's take an example of that. So research. So suppose you have to create an e-commerce platform. So how you could do research? So if you are creating that, that means user want to shop. So you have to think that, what all the user want to shop, and how their psychology work, what all they want to buy, and what about all those things. What all are the age, how many age gap people come and visit the website. So think about all this way. Research properly, understand your user, why and how of the product, how you can do that, and why. So that is how research works. And always never go direct to wireframing or visual design. No, always research properly. Take ample amount of time to do research. So that is how you should always start while making any sort of product, or while building any sort of product or website. So yeah, research is the key, as I already mentioned. Another thing is information architecture. What does this mean? So information architecture is basically who all are the competitors. If you are building an e-commerce website, think like this. So currently in market, we have a lot of e-commerce platforms available. Myntra, we have Flipkart, we have Amazon. So we have a lot of platforms available. So think it that way. Think what all features they have, how they are processing a certain amount of steps, how they are using the product, how they are taking you to the checkout process. So think accordingly. Always check like what all the things they are doing and how you can improve these steps. So that is why information architecture is also very important. So yes, so that is how you should always proceed: research and information architecture. Another important point is wireframing. So after doing a ample research, after knowing who all are your competitors, so now you have basic knowledge about why you are building the product, for whom you are building the product, and how you should proceed. Like you have already talked about, always talk from your users. You have already already collected a lot of information about your users and all. So now you know what you want to make. So the another important point is, that is third point, wireframing. So wireframing is a low fidelity images. Means see, there are a lot of tools, software available for that as well, but I always prefer pen and paper. Take a pen and paper, start creating the rough image, that how you want your product to work, what all features you want where, always. So yeah, create that, all of that things on your paper, from your mind to paper. So yes, that is how wireframing works. So now the next step is visual design and prototyping. So visual design is, now you know Now you have your user details. Now you know what you want to make. Now you have all the appropriable design scheme. Now you know what things you want to make. Now you know all the features. So now another point is visual design. So visual design is basically what? Now let me show you an example. So yes, so if you can see, this is my design. So this is my very old design. So what basically here it is, so these are two screens basically. So I am making a travel app sort of thing. So I was just practicing. So it has two screens. So number one, a simple screen that has a one button and simple text. And here, so this is a visual design that I'm designing. Now I am choosing colors, I'm playing with typography. So I am so basically complete design that how I want my app to look like. So that this is what visual design is. Now you know your user, now you know all the data, so now you can start creating it. So this is what visual designing is. So you can use any software for that, maybe Adobe XD. So this is Adobe XD. Also, you can use Figma, and you have Sketch also. If you are a Mac user, you can go with Sketch as well. So this is what visual design is. That means exactly making your design on any software. So now another step here is prototyping. So what prototyping is, let me show you guys as well. So prototype in Adobe XD, you can see here prototype button. So prototype is what that so before we don't have this, like many years back we don't have this prototype feature. So the developers have to code them, and then they have to show to your any of the team member or any of the client. But now we have prototypes, so we can directly tell people that this is how the app is going to work. That is why we have given this button here. So what basically is, if I click on prototype, so what I did that, while clicking on explore now, it will redirect me to this page. So I'm just clicking on this play button. And now if I click on explore now, so it will take me to this page. So this is what prototyping means. Means you are now telling your user, you are showing them, how it, to make it feel real. We are now showing that, this is how it is going to look like when it is being coded or developed. So yes, so this is what prototyping is. I hope these all steps in the design process is clear as of now, guys. Do let me know again if you have any doubt. Please, you guys can tell me on the comment section. Okay, I hope it is clear till here. So now another question that I got a lot of DMs around this question that how one can start with UI UX design. So I will be sharing completely my experience here, how I get started with it. So I have wrote down all the important things that helped me with getting started in design. So I'm just sharing some of my things. So number one is YouTube. Like YouTube is a great resource. So while I was learning to code, then also I just go to YouTube and start learning. And for design as well, I have started with YouTube only. So these four are my very favorite channels that helped me to get started with it. So number one is design course, another one is Carol Words, Agent Smart, and Google Design. So these all YouTube channels are really amazing. You should definitely check them out. So basically they will tell you that how you are going to create any product. So they have a great tutorials around it. But the thing that I want to tell is don't try to copy anything. Just see that what they are making, understand their psychology behind it, that how they are choosing colors and how they are choosing typography. But then after seeing, try to work according to your psychology. Try to work according to your mind sense, that according to your design sense, that if you want to do that. So yes, so this is how you should proceed further while designing. Never try to copy anyone. Use your own design sense and design thinking, and then proceed further. Another thing is articles. Yes. So how articles? So basically, when I was getting started in design, so I used to read a lot of. Still, I used to read a lot of articles around design. So for that, you can directly go to medium.com. They have a great publications like UX Planet, UX Collective, and Muchli. So check their publication. People on them share a lot of great articles over there. So read them, learn. Read different case studies, and read how people write, read how people think. So yeah, this is how you can get started with it also as well. So yeah, YouTube and articles, Medium is a great way to start with design. Another thing is social media. You might be thinking social media, yeah, but social media is a great place to get started with it. There are a lot of creators who are sharing amazing design content over there. They are generally putting a lot of efforts. I also have a separate channel, a separate account for that. You guys can check if you want. So yes, so that is how you should connect with like-minded people. So yes, so that is how you can also start with it. Another one is inspiration. So yeah, if you want to check, see, if you want to take inspirations, you can directly go to Dribble and Behance. There are a lot of, they have a great design community. So you guys can check how other designers work, check their work, see how they are proceeding, see the different design, mechanism and different design sense how people work on, and try to implement them. Again, don't copy, just try to implement them your own way. So yes, for inspiration, you can check Dribble and Behance. Another important thing that you can start with is design events. Definitely, that by listening to different people opinion, while checking on them, while seeing how they're working, you learn a lot of things. So that is how design events are really very important. Yes, so learn from everybody's journey, implement them in your life, and proceed further. And also, I want to share that when I was starting design, I'm very thankful to some people in design community who helped me to get started with it. I'm thankful to Saptarshi. He's a design product manager in Swiggy. So he also helped me a lot while I was starting with design. He is always kind enough to answer to my queries. Also, Rahul from Swiggy, he's also very kind enough to always answer to my queries. So yes, so that is how you should always find people who can help you get started with it. Always, don't bug them unnecessarily. But if you will ask them for any sort of help, just don't type hi or hello. Just say hi and tell them that that this is how you want help. Tell them about yourself, that about your background, and how you want them to help you. So that is how you can ask for their feedback. That is how you can ask for their help. Nobody will say no. Trust me, this is the power of communities. That is why we are here, you are here. So yes, communities plays an important role. Always try to engage with people. These people really help a lot. So yes, another thing is definitely practice. Practice is the key in any of the profession. Without practice, there is nothing. You have to you have to put a lot of efforts while creating designs. You have to put a lot of design thinking. You have to think according to your user. You have to, build that sense of design. So yes, you have to learn the process. So practice is the key. Keep practicing, keep doing that stuff, keep building things. You will definitely get there. So yes, so that is how I get started with design. Yes, so that is how you guys can also get started with it. Yes. Uh, channel names. So channel names are Design Course, Carol Edwards, AJ Smart, and Google Design. So you can just take a screenshot, and yes, and also slide will be there. If you need my help, I will put the channel link on the comment section after the session. Yes. So yes, so that is it from my side. So these all are my handles, social profile handles. On Twitter, you can follow me at Manvi Singhwal. And on Instagram, I have my separate account at Binary Beauty. So you can follow me there. I'll share a lot of design content there. And on Medium, I share a lot of Medium articles. So you can read them more at Manvi Singhwal only. So yes, so that is it from my side. Now I am open to take questions. If you have any questions, just do let me know, guys. I would love to take questions now. any doubts, or if you have any thing to ask, you can just ask now. How I understand what typography is better in my website. So yes, for this, what you have to do, surely you have to do a lot of experiments. So there are a lot of fonts available. Pick them up, research, like, what are the standards that people are using in typography. So think around it, do a lot of experiments, see how things are working. There are a lot of fonts available for serif font family and for sans serif font family. So look around it, see uh, uh, these things, and that is how you should proceed. So you have to do a lot of experiments while working with typography. I have a lot of fonts in my mind, that like Roboto is very good for secondary text. Uh, Poppins is good for the text, the highlighted text and all. So that is how you should proceed with it. So another question is, how traditional web design separate from UX and UI? So see, web design is all about UX and UI only. So web design is basically you're designing. So that is what UI is. So the design is UI part. That means you are creating a UI. You are creating a web UI. So that is what web design is. But while doing web design, you have to think about user experience as well. You can't just design it. You have to think how your user proceed, how you have to think accordingly. So that is how that is what web design, you can't keep them separate. So that is how UX and UI work accordingly. So you can't think that web design is separate. They are, and they are very same. So that's so this is what people make uh, am I audible? Yeah. So this is what the problem is. So UI is user interface. So think accordingly. That is how you have to make your website design. So this is not separate. This is a part of UI only. That means you are creating your user interface. I hope this is clear, Tanya. How to make the UI without the main backend. So Shubham, UI is your designing part. You are designing. So after designing, that design will go to front end. They will create the front end, and then after the front end is ready, the backend team will create the further things. So that is how it move on. If I want to start freelancing as first as possible in graphics and designing, what are the things I'm supposed to know? So for freelancing, definitely you see, graphic is all about graphics, and designing is all about UI UX. As I say, you have to think, you have to work with color theory, you have to work with typography. So you should know, how things look good. So always think about always learn. At least you should learn about typography. You should learn about color theory, and you should know that how spacing, how typograph, how spacing and all these things work. So that is how you should at least learn the basics of designing, and then you are good to go. So like practice for around 1 month, then you are good to go as a freelancer. Any other question, guys? So if still any question persists, feel free to follow or connect with me on LinkedIn or any of my social media profiles, maybe Twitter, everywhere. I would love to take your question and answer them. So yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, Manvi, for your
Thank you,
precious time.
Supratim, for having me here today. It is just so lovely to be here and to share my learnings and experience. I hope people learn something.
Yeah, it was a wonderful webinar. I hope that
Thank you.
people love that. Okay,
Yes,
thank
thank
you.
you. Okay, bye bye. Thank you. Take care, everyone. Stay safe.
So now I would like to introduce Manish Kumar Bandwar. Uh, he's the regional head of West Bengal, and he would like to introduce you to the GirlScript Summit India. Over to you, Manish.
Yeah, thank you, Supratim. So, hello everyone. Thanks for joining us for 3 days of event, and thanks for participating in our contests. And few of you and also win some giveaways from us. And so finally we are here at day 3. So now I like to show you share some information about GirlScript India Summit. And you all already know GirlScript is a tech community, India's largest tech community and non-profit organization. So let me share my screen to tell you more about GirlScript India Summit. Just a second, guys. Okay. So I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Okay, yeah. So it's visible. So guys, here we are. So GirlScript annually organize event, a flagship event, which is always paid and happens offline, which consists of hackathons, learning, many contests, 21 under 21 awards, and many other things. And there are lots of things aligned together. So our past events were happened offline only, and they happened on Ahmedabad, Nagpur, and Delhi. So, but this year, due to COVID situation, we have to organize this virtually. So that's why the like we have few speakers from all over India. So let me introduce them also. So these are few speakers. Like you can see and watch. I am pinging the website link on comment section also. And just a second. Yeah. So here, so like all the speakers are aligned. You can check the website for more. And you can check our like previous speakers and right now speakers. So now you can see the hackathons. We are also organizing hackathons on India Summit, which is for 12 hours. So the theme is hack for women. If you want to participate in these hackathons, there are special prizes, and also cash prizes is there. So if you want to participate, you can go and register yourself here and participate in hackathons and 21 under 21 awards, which is also a cool thing from GirlScript, which is like for the students who are in college. So if you have done something extraordinary or innovative, you are here to set a goal, and you will win some prizes from the GirlScript. So you can also apply here for but to get these things, you have to buy tickets of GirlScript India Summit. We have we have given few tickets to our contestants who are the top performers in our regional summit. So still you have chance to win ticket. Like we are going with some of our social media battle, in which we are rewarding best post on social media. You can post anything on social media about our regional summit. You just need to use these hashtags. And so once the 3 day summit is over, we will finalize the winner and give them send them mail with their rewards and tickets. So and there is another contest, which is UI UX challenge. Which will happen today only. So be tuned for this. So now you can see here our this year's speakers of India Summit. So there is Saurabh Jain, who is the Vice President of Paytm, and there are Pradeep Sinha, Founder and CEO for Kido Betters, and others are there. So you can check them on the website of GirlScript India Summit. So guys, and also we have a 10 discount coupon for you all, those who are present today. So you can check the coupon code on our description, and also I'm pinging here. So if you want to book tickets, you can use this coupon code to get discount. So here is the link, I have already shared the link on comment section, and description is also with link. You can check them. So I am here. So this is all I want to introduce. So now, Supratim. So these are the things I have already shared.
Thank
So
you,
you can
Nitesh, for that.
continue with the day.
Now I would like to introduce to Susmita Basumalli. She is the chapter leader. Over to you, Susmita. She will take care of ahead.
Thank you, Shubham. Good evening, everyone. My name is Sushmita Basu Malik, chapter lead at GirlScript Hubli. Currently, I am pursuing BTech in Information Technology at Academy of Technology. I would like to thank you all for taking your time out and being here today. Now, our topic is on UI UX hands-on on Adobe XD, which will be presented by Shubham Ranjan. He is web developer at GirlScript Hubli, UI UX designer, and pursuing BTech in computer science at Academy of Technology. We have stored some creative contests for you all, where the top performers will be awarded amazing rewards, and you all will receive a certificate for the participation from GirlScript Foundation. Thank you everyone for being here tonight. I hope you will enjoy the webinar. So without any further ado, let me now turn the session over to our speaker Shubham Ranjan.
Hello, hello everyone, and welcome to the GirlScript Regional Summit. I'm your host Shubham Ranjan, and today I'm going to take you into the amazing world of product designing using Adobe XD. So, what a wonderful evening it used to be, right? But here we are stuck at our homes now. So, let me know in the chat where you will go for any place after this pandemic. Am I audible to you all? Seems like no one are responding to me. Okay. So let's hop on to Adobe XD and I will share my screen. Just a second. Seems like no one is responding. Yeah, just a second. So here we are. Here is a starter file for you all. You can find the link for the starter file in the description box given there. Just go and download it, and you will be free to use all this setup. So our challenge for today is, let me see, something is wrong here. Just a second. Yeah. So our today's challenge is to design and prototype the sightseeing experience for a local trip app. I hope everyone likes to travel a lot here. And today we will focus on scroll groups and some view details of some pinned locations. Okay. So I have added some added plugins and guides and inspirations and some examples for you all so that you don't stuck anywhere. So what are plugins? Plugins are some expansions. So you can say it like an expansion for your help. This can be found in here. You can see, yeah. There are two icons here. See, you can go to the plugins icon and check it. Just go to plus icon and search. Just my net is too slow. Okay. So just search any of the plugins here and install. The plugin will be installed there and you are free to use. There are various plugins like free stock search is for exciting images, icon drop by icon sort is for icons, icons for designs are two for icons, UI faces is something like you can select any random images for users, and undraw is for illustration. All these plugins are, I have used all these plugins when I was starting and these are best ones and you can use it for too. So any inspirations where I get inspirations are There's one is Let's XD. You can go to letsxd.com/what's new. Here are some amazing videos by Howard Pinsky, I guess. He's a senior evangelist in Adobe. He gives awesome videos on XD, how to use XD, how to design products in XD. You can go to Dribble or Behance. I will show you what Dribble is. Just a second. Yeah, you can go to Dribble. Here you can post all your stuffs and get likes and views, comments, everything about it. But there is a thing about Dribble is you need to get an invitation link from someone existing, some existing designers. Then only you can post on Dribble. Okay, and Behance is also similar, but you can post it in here freely. You don't need any invitation for all this. Okay, and in Instagram is the best source for your design reviews. You can post design, you can get hired on Instagram is the best place. You must be thinking, what, Instagram? No, Instagram is the best for design, better than Dribble and Behance. And I know you all know Pinterest, about Pinterest. So these are two examples which I have added for you to get inspired from. Both of these are from a girl named Anastasia. She's from Ukraine. You can view her design. It's best I have found on Dribble. And okay, let me yeah. And when you finish, be sure to post your design on Behance. I will show you how to post your design on Behance, and the link of that post you will need to share on the form which are given below in the description box. And there is a reward for you all. The best submit will get a free ticket, as our host has said, that get a ticket to GirlScript India Summit, and all participants will be rewarded with participation certificate. But I have a special prize for the best submit. I will give them give the best submit the Dribble invitation. I have got one Dribble invitation, and I will give it to the best submit, whoever gives the best submit. So here's a main thing now. This is called, okay, one more thing. The starter file will be somewhat different of yours than mine. I have stolen my time from you. I have done some icons, kept it ready for that I don't stuck it somewhere. Okay, so this is known as artboard. What's an artboard? Artboard, you can select any size of artboard. This is for mobile. You can go to this. You can see, yeah, yeah. Here are some icons. These are our menu bar. This one is artboard. You can go to artboard and select any size, like iPhone or iPad or web, any size of artboard. You can select, click, and start designing. Feel free to design on any view you want, either a desktop or tablet or mobile. You are free for anything. I will show you how to design a travel app on a mobile. Okay, so let's start. And one more thing, yeah, here I have added one map for you. You will get, but if you want some other maps, then you can go to snazzymaps.com here, and you can select any map you want in any part of the world. Just go and download the image and use it in your file. Okay, so first things, so have you ever seen like something in the apps, and when you like travel apps, you pan through all your map and select any point in the map and see the details? So that's what we are going to do. We will pan through all the map while we are prototyping, and you can click anywhere in the map and see the details of that particular location, either be it a museum or aquatica or any place you want to go. Will better. So let's start. Okay, so select the map thing. Okay, this one is layers panel over here. All the something is happening to my computer. Okay. Here is the layers panel. Here's all the elements which you are doing here will be shown here. You can either select from here or select from here. Okay, just select the maps and go to our element property tab. This one is known as property tab. This whole here, just see there is three icons. This one is for horizontal scroll, means you can horizontally scroll any element which is on your artboard. This one is your vertical tab, vertical scroll. Sorry, vertical scroll. You can scroll through vertically, and this one is your free scroll, horizontal and vertical scroll completely. If you are free to scroll in any direction you want. So we will click this one and set our. Just a second. Just select this one, set the length and width. Okay, cool. So if you go to this prototype desktop preview app, here you can see your what you are making, and if it's a mobile view, then you will get a view in mobile, and it's a web view, then you will get in a web view, complete web view. So for now you can see that it's not moving. I'm clicking, but it's not moving, right? But you need to do one thing: just double click on it. You are selected in Snazzy Maps, right? And just enlarge it a little bit. Okay, and now view. Okay, what's happening? Okay, here it is. Yeah, and now view. Now you can see, I will center it. Now you can see we can go through any of the areas to listen it. So right, let's proceed. We will drop some pinpoints here. We will drop some pinpoints here so that user can click on it and view details of everything, like be it Indian Museum or somewhat here is Victoria Memorial, right? Click on the pinpoint, view the details, and enjoy it. All right. So we will select the ellipse tool here. Here is ellipse tool. Here is this one is rectangle tool, and I will show you rest in a minute. Ellipse tool is here. Just draw a ellipse. Say say 35. Okay, remove borders, add some colors. Okay, here's the color palette. I have added some colors on my palette, but you can also add, just select any color and add the and click the plus button. That color will be added in your palette. Okay, good. So let's see. Yes. You have seen some pinpoints are like narrow at the bottom, right? What you need to do is double click on that and click on the lower bottom circle and just drag it down. Okay, and just select this one and narrow it down together, and you can see it has taken the shape of pinpoint, right? And there is also characteristic of pinpoints, like it's a hollow in the center. Okay, so we have to just select our something just happened. Okay, we have to select our ellipse and just draw a circle here. Just draw a circle here. Remove border, select size, and center it. And select both of these and see. Here we have got some special characteristic like union or subtraction, or here is intersection, and many other properties. So we will select just a subtraction, and this all circle will be subtracted from the main red one. Okay, so let's see. You can see that this circle is subtracted from the pinpoint, and we will place somewhat in. Here is our Indian Museum. Okay, I created one. Yeah, yeah. Here is our Indian Museum. So, and we also need some details of the that particular place, right? So we will click on the rectangle tool and create a card type of structure here, so that when user clicks on that pinpoint, that card displays and all the details about Indian Museum, their photos and location, everything will be stored in there. Okay, so we'll draw a card here, like somewhat like this. Just drag and build a card. Just remove the border, give some radius. You can give some radius here. My GIF is lagging. Give some radius, say 15. Give some shadow, say 5, 10. These are shadows for x-axis. Wait. Shadows for x-axis and y-axis, and what will be the extension, how much shadow will be given all around. That's its B thing. And just set the opacity for the color, say 29. Okay, you can see that this one looks similar, somewhat like up from the screen, right? Okay, we will add a photo. The cool thing about the Adobe XD is that you can just drag any photo on the selected element, and the photo will mask with the element freely. You don't have to do anything from your side. Like this one, I have chosen some museum photo and I dragged it to the rectangle element, and there you can see that it marks with the that element, right? You can set the photo resize, anything you can do. Just double click on the photo and set the size. Good. Okay. Now there's a text tool like here T. We will click here and type say it's in Kolkata, India. Give it a little bit of color. Okay, I've given it somewhat off color. Okay, and reduce its size at 14. Make it medium. Here I am using Poppins as my font. You can select any one. There are various fonts here, but hope I know there you can choose from anyone, like serif or sans serif fonts. All are here in mixed way. You can select anyone and work with it, and it's a property for the weight of the font, like regular, medium, semi bold, bold, bold italic, extra bold, black, anything you can choose. Here is the font size. This one is your character spacing. This one is your paragraph spacing. Okay, so just it in here, and I will yeah, change this name to Indian and change its color to say black. Change this to semi bold. Enlarge it somewhat. To you can view your desktop preview anytime you want. Just click on the desktop preview, see what you are making, and check. Okay, one more thing I forgot to say here. See, if you are panning through your map, this should also pan through the map, right? So what you need to do is just group them, and remember every time to group all the elements which you are making. Like this museum card should be grouped together, right? So that you don't lost in this layout map. Okay, so select all these four and press Ctrl plus G in PC and Command plus G in Mac, and just select and name it say card, and select both those and place it inside the scroll group, right? If you do not place the anything you want to pan through the map, then it will not be it will not it will get stuck in there. You can't pan it through. So you can see now that the card is panning through all the map. If you go anywhere, the card goes also. So let's edit more. We can add some details like just select the text tool and draw a area. There are two types of text area we have got here. One is point text and one is area text. In point text, you cannot edit your area of the text. Like you can in this one, you can see I've written something like this. Okay, and you can see that you can set your area. You can manipulate your area of the text, but in point text, look, you cannot edit it in your way. Okay, so just select all this, and I will use a quick lorem ipsum. Just set the just set the font size to 12. Make it regular. Drop the color. Okay, drop the color to somewhat light. So we have got a card here. You can see. Set it to and view. But you can see that it's always open, right? You don't want your user to view the map with whole here a card, here a card, here a card. That you don't want, obviously. So what we will do is just select both these pinpoints and the card, and okay. Okay, just select the card and the pinpoint and go to the component section. Here you can see the component section. Here there's a plus icon. Just click on the plus icon and it's a component now. You can so what's a component? Component basically gives you a free thing to edit multiple several states you want without disturbing the previous state. Like this one is a open state, so when clicked it will be a closed state, and what I will do is go inside this and card, and I will lower down the opacity so it's a closed one. You can see here the default state is open, the closed state is nothing is there, right? But we need to add some interactions so that users can click on the pinpoint, and then the card will display, and when they again click on the pinpoint, the card will go away, right? So on the prototype tab, go on the just click select this one. Okay, just select this one, and this is our prototype properties tab. Okay, so just click on the plus icon in the here and click on tap trigger. We will add some tap triggers like tap, or we have some drag triggers like others, and we will set a time duration like how much slow or how much fast it will go. So I've selected 0.4 and just view. You can see here. Just a second, I will add another. And it's in a closed state. And what if it's a open state? Then again, select the pinpoint, select interact. Here you go to just a second. Go to close it and preview it. You can see here. Boop, boop. Everything's opening. Everything's closed. You can view any other anywhere in your map. Just click anywhere and it will go, it will open, it will go. Cool. And what's the best thing about components is you can see component these components are shown here. Anything you have edited in your master component, this is called your master component. See here, you can see there's a filled up green square type thing, which is a filled up green. This means this is a master component. Anything you edit in this one will be edited in all the child components. So what's a child? If you just take this one and drop it here. Okay. Yeah. Just take this one and drop somewhat here is our Victoria Memorial, right? See, same thing. You can go in the prototype view. You can click. I've done nothing. Just created one prototype, and I can place any amount of components here, and they will work as same as I have done in this first one. Okay, and any changes to this master component will affect these child components. So be sure to check this. If you want to edit your master component, then all the other components will get edited. So keep that in your mind when you are designing. Okay. So one more thing you can do is you can also just select this one and press Control D in PC and Command D in your Mac, and just okay. My laptop. Okay. So and it get created one more. It's a duplicate thing, same as the component states. Just again. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Just remove it from here and say here are some. Just place what. Can sort it somewhat here. Okay. So there you go. And you can see we can go anywhere in here. Click anyone you want. Click anyone you want. Click anyone you want. It's open for you. Just close, and here we go. So any questions till now? Anything if you want, if I'm clear to all of you. I'm clear, right? Cool. So let's move further. Okay, so let's create some front menu. Obviously, this will not be our app like just a map and panning through our map, just clicking on some pinpoints. This is not our thing. We will create some main menu. So just click on the rectangle tool and try a rectangle here and create a above part. Just move the border and give a top radius. These are the things like this one is for top, right, bottom, left. Okay, so for top radius, say 10, shadow. You need to go on right, or minus and set the opacity of 20 million give a color saying okay. So there's another tool called line tool here. We will use line here so that user can part of the app. You can drag it to the bottom and the map will come in front, and you can pan through the map, select any pinpoint, see the whatever location is, and then drag the menu up and select any other options on the menu. Just give a length say 120 and size of 2 and set it as a center. So let's create a top nav. I have some icons here for me, but you can go on the plugin tab here in icon for design, and or icon drop by icon scout. You can select any icons there, and you can use any, but I have made some for myself here. Select anyone. And heading for our menu, say discover. Set the size, say 24. Make it bold. Add a color. Okay. So you must have seen. Okay, okay. Let's now first create the bottom nav for our menu. Okay. Select the rectangle tool and just drag it here and set a size. Set a size that is at the center, maybe. Remove border. If you want to give border, feel free to give the borders. But I want to remove my border. Select the color and give some radius for border radius, say 50. Again, I have some icons here. You can select icons from that plugins. Cool. So just set the icons in the nav bar. You have we have got some alignment tools here. Just select just align the icons properly in the nav bar so it doesn't look like it's some weird stuff are there. Select all, and you can select this fourth button, distribute horizontally. It will place them accordingly in the correct spacing between all the four icons. Okay. And remember, always remember to group all the elements that you are making according to your choice. Like these are lower navs, so I will group all the lower nav elements together. Just press Control plus G in the C and Command plus G in Mac and rename like lower nav. press Control G and set top and also so you must have seen some more like arts here depicting some activity like places of attraction, maybe nightlife or devotional or historic places. So there must be some links or cards that says, and when user clicks on it, and then all the screen in the screen they will be presented with various other places that are for those categories. So we will make a card here. Just press on the rectangle tool and click. Just set it here. Removing border. Just give a radius of maybe 20 or 20 is too much, 15. Give a color, and give a shadow too. So we will give a name here for it. Just select the text tool and type in with night nightlife. Reduce the size to something like 14. Select a color. Maybe you can change the weight of it, maybe medium or lower than that. Medium is fine for me. Just place it somewhere at the bottom. I have another icon for it. Take this icon and place it here. Good. In Good. So just group all the three things, and name it as say categories. Well, so we need some more cards, right? You can do one thing that you can select and press Control D and make another one, But there's a best option for it. That is select repeat grid and just drag it to how much you want, both vertically and horizontally. You can select down here also, but I need just in horizontal manner. Select the gutter width here. Select this repeat grid area and select the gutter width and reduce it to somewhat less one. Yeah, it look good. Okay, the problem with repeat grid is if you change the color or any image, or if there are any image, if you change it, then all the other elements will be changed like this. If you select any color, all the elements will be changed. So just do one thing and go to repeat grid and ungroup grid. All the elements will be there, and then after that select the color. It will not change. Issue with my laptop. Select another color here. And another color here. Okay. Okay, and we need a thing like this is not a way to show our card side. We need a scroll, horizontal scroll here. So what we need to do is just select all the cards here and select the first one that I have shown earlier, that is horizontal scroll, and just set the area on which you need to make your when scrolled, when your card will be invisible. Just select that area, and here you can see if we will. Okay, yeah, here you can see if we scroll it through, then it goes beyond that line of our mobile. Just change the name of our cards, say adventure. This one will be devotional. And this one could be say something historic. Any questions now? Okay, I can see some questions down here. Oh, there are a lot of questions. Sir, phone screen पे smoke create करने वाला effect सिखाइए ना. Okay, I will show you how to do that. Don't worry. Another question is that how to make the you have to select the artboard. You can't design in it. The artboard
Shubham,
and
your
you
voice
can
is
design
not
few
clear.
designs for you. Just
Your
design,
voice is breaking, Shubham.
just a design for you all, and you can select any artboard size here and draw a design on that. But you have to select an artboard. Forward. Okay. Okay, just select. We can show some of the places here too, like some places, some famous top places in your region, where whatever region you are making your app for, or in general. I will be showing some of the places of Kolkata. So just make another card-like structure using rectangle tool. Just make it like this. Okay, one more thing. Be sure always to align your all the elements in a single line. Like all my elements are aligned to a single line. It makes your UI look perfect and clean and neat also. Okay. So okay, just select the just remove border. I want to give some radius, shadow. 336. That's good. And again, we will use repeat grid here to set it like somewhat 5, maybe enough. Bring it close. So I've got some photos already downloaded for you, but you can go to unsplash.com or from any plugins that are provided the name for that, and you can select anyone. Just select all the images here. Okay, one thing, if you add in the repeat grid like this, all the other elements will be added with the same image that you have added in the first one. So what you can do is just select all the images. You can ungroup the grid and then do one by one, or select all the images that you want to add and just drop onto the first one or any second one, third one, anywhere, and it will set accordingly. And one more thing we need to do is, again, we need a horizontal scroll here. So just select the repeat grid and click on the horizontal scroll, set the end bar where you, after scrolling your cards, uh, your cards will be invisible. Just select that path and view your prototype tab. Right here. And you can see our cards are scrollable here. Our cards are scrollable here. So just give some names for it. I will add some names. It's say Aquatica. Color is black. Make it bold. Up it somewhat 20 maybe. Make it semi bold. Place it somewhat here. And where it is Newtown somewhat. Newtown, Kolkata. Reduce the size it to somewhat say 14. Use its color to somewhat off black, so that our Aquatica font name comes over it, so users can take the feel of the card. Their eye would focus first on Aquatica, then on something else, right? Just repeat it. I will repeat it for every one. Name it as Dakshineswar. Dakshineswar. Sorry for mistake. Dakshineswar 2. I guess it's Dakshineswar, right? Select another one. This one. Okay, I will remove horizontal scroll for now, just for seeing my alignment. This one is, I guess, the mix. It's a club in Park Street. This one is Victoria. It's in Medan. And this one is Alipur Zoo. It's in Alipur. Cool. So just select all these things are out, right? Just group all those things. You can name all those, but I am running out of my time. Cool. Select both all the two. Select all these and select the master repeat grid and set the horizontal, set the bar here, and when you prototype here you can see you can the both the names and the cards are together moving. User can pan through it, user can pan through the uh, categories section. Any questions here? No. So one more thing we can add here is this thing, you're gonna love it. This one is a great animation for beginning. I have also done when I was starting up. This one is great. Just add a text down here. Say new. Mm, just size it up somewhat. Size it up. 18. Place it here. Give it some color. Say red. Make it semi bold is good. Make another menu icon. Say popular. We will lower the color here somewhat to off white or off black, so that user know that it's not selected one. And another is for save. Just if users favorite if users save some of the places that they want to visit some later in time, then it's for saved ones. We can give a line down here at the new. And it's also a red color. So if we prototype now, we can see that new is selected and popular and saved are unselected. But if we click, then we want that the selected one should be popular and new one would not be a selected one, right? So what we will do is just select all the 4 elements we have and make a component out of it, and make a new state of, rename it as popular, and we will edit for popular. Just remember to double click inside that component. If you don't, then the uh, whole the master component will be edited, so the default state will get edited. So double click on it inside the components component state in the layers panel, and select the color. And one more thing, you can see that I've selected a color. How to add a color in the colors palette? Just click on the plus sign here. Just just click on something. Just click on the plus sign here, and it will be added in your colors palette. And then select select the now when we click when the user click on the popular panel, then the popular panel must be selected, so it will be a red, and this lower line should be moved to the bin to bottom of that popular link, and the new will be sent to unselected format. So another state we will create is for saved state. So when we click on save state, it will be turned to red color, and the line behind that popular tab will be moved to save tab. And the popular tab will be moved to unselected tab. Now we need to go to the prototype tab here to set our interactions. Just click on, when we click on the popular tab, just set the interaction as tab triggered auto animate and select the artboard. Select the state which we have created just now. So when popular will be clicked, popular type will be active, and our easing type will be snap or something you want, anything you can select. So we need to do for all the possible things that can be done. Like when we go on popular, then saved and new can be clicked on saved, popular and new can be clicked. So similar like that in new, when popular is clicked, popular state will be active, and saved is clicked, save state is active. When popular state is active and new state is clicked, then new state must be active or save state must be active. It's a bit of hectic thing, but it's too good. And you will see the result. Just a second. And in new, yeah. Let's go back to our default state and preview our. Now see, as I click on popular tab, you can see that line comes from there to here, and the color changes to popular, and saved it comes to here, new book, save, popular, new, save, anything you can do. You can pan through the our categories menu, you can pan through our card places menu, and the main thing which we are going to do is we need to drag it down and drag it up. Like, that's the best thing today. I'm going to show you, just a second. Okay, and be sure to group all the part together, like all these things. Go to our design tab and group it together, except our bottom nav, it will be fixed while we will drag our main menu downwards. So just click on fixed position when scrolling, and it will get fixed there while we are scrolling through. Okay, any questions till now? No, I don't guess. So just select all the elements together as a main nav. Just select all the, press control and select all the things. Yeah. And group it together and name it as maybe main, and just add a element like here, so that we click on it and drag it downwards. So we need to add an invisible tap point where user can click on it and send it downwards. Our the main menu can be sent downwards. Just make it invisible so that it doesn't affect our UI. So we can replicate our artboard. Just press Control D here, and push this main menu down. Okay, one more thing. Bring lower nav upwards. Okay. Just take the nav bar, select the nav bar, and push it downwards somewhat. Cool. Okay, yeah. Okay, now move to prototype tab and reverse when the user will reverse it to upwards when he wants anyone wants to see the main menu, then he will reverse it back as same. So just go to
Your voice is breaking, Ranjan. There were some network issues. I hope it gets resolved soon. So if you all have any questions regarding this webinar, you can post in the message box.
happened with my I don't know, I was outside of the live stream, so that's not an issue. So I guess I have missed something down here. Let's see what happened. I don't know where I missed. That's why I will test it here. Cool. So after you all complete your design, just go to okay, just select both these any amount of artboards you have selected, and
Again, there is some network issues. Trying to fix it. Sushmita?
Okay. Thank you, Shubham Ranjan, for taking your time out and giving this wonderful webinar. Well, due to some network issues, we couldn't end up properly. Anyways, that was a great webinar. Okay, so we are finished with both the sessions now. Well, due to some professional emergencies, Mr. Avimit Ghosh couldn't join us today. If anyone wants to join GirlScript West Bengal, you can fill the form in the description below. I would like to thank all the wonderful people who are behind the success of this webinar. This regional summit has been made possible with collaborative efforts of different chapters, namely GirlScript Kolkata, Howrah, Bandel, Hooghly, and Shiliguri, and also due to the enormous response received by you all, which gave us the motivation to work harder for all of you. On behalf of GirlScript Foundation, thank you everyone for taking your time out of your busy personal and professional schedules. It means a lot to us. We appreciate your presence. Hope you found this webinar valuable. Thank you. Good night.